I watched her stab my fence post with a kitchen knife while screaming that I'd violated the Geneva Convention of Property Lines. And that's when I knew Valerie Granger had finally gone off the deep end. It started like any other lazy Saturday: blue skies, birdsong, and the mouth-watering aroma of burgers from my dad's grill out back. I was halfway through staining the cedar fence we installed last month, proud of how sharply it traced the green slope separating our house from the Grangers'. That slope, mind you, had always been ours. County surveys, plat maps, and 3 decades of family lawn mowing all said so. But logic wasn't something Valerie operated on. Valerie was the kind of neighbor who issued her own parking citations, complained to Amazon drivers about tire alignment, and wielded a clipboard like a knight carried a sword. She didn't have a job as far as anyone could tell, but she acted like the block's official code enforcement agent. This time, she was in a full meltdown because our new fence supposedly encroached 6.5 inches onto her property. She stormed over with a tape measure, then whipped out what looked like a laminated citizen complaint form. I offered her a burger to de-escalate. She responded by pointing a serrated kitchen knife at me and declaring I'd be hearing from the authorities. 20 minutes later, while my dad and I were enjoying cold beers and brushing sauce on the next round of ribs, a sheriff's cruiser crunched into our gravel driveway. The deputy stepped out looking like a man already regretting this call. Behind him, Valerie strutted up the path clutching a binder like a prosecuting attorney entering court. "Afternoon, folks," the deputy said. "We got a call about a property dispute." Valerie didn't even let him finish. "Thank goodness. He built a fence on my land. He threatened me." My dad nearly choked on his beer. I stayed calm. "No one threatened anyone. We just rebuilt our fence completely on our side. I measured it. It's over by 6 inches. I have documents," Valerie snapped. "Do you have a recent survey, sir?" the deputy asked me. "Sure do," I said, heading into the garage. I returned with our county-stamped property survey dated and sealed from last year. The deputy looked it over, then turned to Valerie. "That survey's wrong. Probably bought and paid for," she spat. "I demand a resurvey." "Ma'am," the deputy said, "unless you have proof of fraud, this is a valid legal document." "He's using illegal tools," she shouted. "Excuse me. That drill. It was making aggressive noises." I felt unsafe. Even the deputy had to pause. "Ma'am, power tool noise during legal hours isn't a crime." Valerie stomped into what she claimed was her yard to point something out, unwittingly stepping onto our side. "You just trespassed," the deputy said. "No, I didn't. This is my land." "It's not. According to the survey, you're on their side." She froze. My sister stepped out with her phone. "Hey, Josh, check this out." She'd found Valerie's Facebook group, the Granger Street Harmony and Order Committee. It had 18 members, mostly her book club. Her top post? "Fence boy thinks he's clever. Wait till Saturday. I'll get that sheriff out here." Boom. Fence comes down. My sister showed the post to the deputy. He sighed so hard it sounded like a tire losing air. Valerie screamed, "This is harassment. That's my private page." "You tagged the street and made it public," my sister said flatly. The deputy called for verification. County records confirmed it. Our fence was 3 inches inside our boundary. No encroachment. End of dispute. Valerie's eyes bulged like she'd seen a ghost. She mumbled about fake records and corruption, retreating toward her house until the deputy called after her. "Ma'am, I need you to stay put. We may have questions about trespassing." She froze like a statue mid-sprint. My dad raised his beer. "To boundary drama," he said. The next morning was quiet. Too quiet. No barking dogs. No over-the-top stretches in the driveway meant to catch our attention. But I knew better. Valerie wasn't done. She was regrouping. At noon, my sister came running in with her phone. "Josh, you have got to see this." Valerie's Facebook post accused Sheriff Manning of conspiring with our family to commit fence fraud. She claimed she was drafting a letter to the governor, and she had sent an email to the county clerk demanding a review of our surveyor's license. I decided it was time to go on the offense. I drove to the county office and requested the full parcel file. The clerk pulled it up within minutes. Not only was our fence compliant, Valerie's shed was over the line by 2 full feet. "You'd be surprised how often this happens," the clerk said as I rolled up the document like a weapon. On the way out, I bumped into Mr. Callahan from 2 houses down. "Let me guess," he said. Valerie problem? You too. 5 years ago she said my hedges blocked the spirit of the street. Tried to move my mailbox herself. Shovel and level. Valerie wasn't just difficult. She had a pattern. She was the self-appointed queen of a kingdom no one wanted. When I got home, my dad grinned at the paperwork. Her shed's on our land? That's gonna sting. That afternoon, Sheriff Manning himself arrived. She's filed 3 complaints in 24 hours, he said. 1 against you. 1 against me. 1 against the county. He showed me satellite photos. The shed was clearly across the line. We're bringing in the county surveyor tomorrow. If everything lines up, we cite her. The next morning, the county surveyor arrived with a metal detector and clipboard. He walked the line, flagged pins, and confirmed the original 1986 corner marker. Fence is perfect. Shed is not. Valerie came charging out in a bathrobe, shouting, "I did not approve this." "Ma'am, you don't need to," the sheriff said. "This is public enforcement." She claimed the Earth's tectonic plates had shifted the property markers. The surveyor left. 10 minutes later, she came back with a tape measure, hovering near the surveyor, scribbling math in a notebook. After her 3rd interference, the sheriff warned her, "Next time, you get cited." He recorded every violation. Shed 2.3 feet over. Rock garden 1.1. Gnome light? Dead center of my flower bed. She'll have 10 days to remove them, he said. Or it goes to court. Valerie stood frozen on her porch, silent. But not for long. The next day, she set up a lawn booth with a hand-painted sign. "Stop illegal land grabs. Ask me how." She sat under it all day with her dogs, blasting classical music at dawn like it was psychological warfare. What Valerie didn't know was that weeks earlier, I'd installed a trail cam to catch wildlife. It had captured something far better: Valerie, in a hoodie, sneaking over at night, digging up the original survey pin and moving it 6 inches. I sent the footage to the sheriff. The next morning, he came by with a tablet. "Josh, you're gonna want to see this. Tampering with survey markers is a crime. She'll be served today." Sure enough, as he stepped onto her walkway, Valerie froze. "MS. Granger," the sheriff said, holding the envelope. "You've been served." For the first time ever, she had no comeback. Just wide eyes. A few nights later, neighbors stopped by with snacks and quiet congratulations. It wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about peace. Within days, Valerie spiraled. She ignored the removal notice, erected protest signs, and blared Tchaikovsky at 7 a.m. When court day came, half the street showed up. She arrived in a blazer over a t-shirt that said, "Defend the line." Her binder was labeled Truth Journal. The evidence against her was overwhelming: surveys, satellite images, and the trail cam video. She denied it was her. The judge pointed out the hoodie had our street name printed on it. Her dogs barked in the background. She was found guilty, ordered to remove her structures, pay fines, and cover legal costs. An investigation into her fake HOA group was also underway. 2 days later, a moving truck arrived. Valerie left in silence. No one waved goodbye. I hosted a barbecue the next weekend. The sheriff showed up with a 6-pack. Kids lit sparklers. We laughed. We healed. I went to the hardware store and ordered a small plaque. Installed it near the original survey pin. It read, "Property of the unbothered. Trespassers will meet the sheriff." One woman tried to rewrite the law with a measuring tape, but she underestimated the truth. And she underestimated our fence.